Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll start shortly. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much.
Good evening. I'll call this meeting of Southern Nevada Enterprise Community Board to order at 5:03 p.m. Our Secretary, Brian Neely Cruz, will now conduct the roll call.
Chair Scott,
Yes,
are you present?
here.
Vice Chair Neal, excused. Member Horsford, excused. Member Monroe Moreno, excused. Member McNeil,
Here.
Member Garcia Anderson,
Present.
Member McCurdy,
Here.
Member Steele,
Present.
Member Summers Armstrong.
Present.
Thank you, Chair. You have a quorum.
This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in accordance with the Nevada Open Meeting Law as outlined in NRS 241.020. We now have open floor for public comment on items listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record before speaking. Each speaker is limited to, is it 2 to 3 minutes? Yeah, each speaker is limited to 2 minutes. The board will not engage in any discussion during this time.
Hi, how are you? My name is Darlene Day. What else did you need? What, am I supposed to say anything else?
Oh, no, just introduce
Just my
yourself.
name? Okay. Thank you for this opportunity to meet you and express myself. My name is Darlene Day. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at the Harrison House, a historic tourist destination that was advertised in the Green Book, hosting many of the great entertainers that came out of here, that hit the stage in Vegas. And we also are an African American Cultural Center, and we are located in the historic West Side Las Vegas, and it's also known as the earliest ground for entertainers in Las Vegas. We're accepting donation, board members, mentorship, sponsorship, memberships, and volunteers. First of all, I want to honor and thank Catherine Duncan for dedicating everything to save the Harrison House from demolition, preserving and restoring the historic integrity and passing the legacy of the Harrison House to future generations. And I thank you for, we are living in the era that would determine if we choose to wander another 400 years in the wilderness or take ownership and responsibility for our land and people to prosperity. I see the historic West Side as the innovative cultural center of the world. How we go about planning our city may have the power to heal the hurt, trauma, and pain of racism in this country and eventually the world. Which will create a sure foundation for our children's children. It's no secret that hate crimes and racism is the cause of the genocide in the historic West Side. However, we're offering peace and unity. In order for there to be harmony and balance between our city and the community, there first need to be healing right here. we need to thoroughly analyze where we are and design together a new future. The old way is not serving us. Then we can unite and come to and prepare, and we can help develop the historic West Side Las Vegas. I want to invite all of you to the Harrison House for the anniversary of the Moulin Rouge Day on Saturday, May 24th. We're going to have a showing, and I want to offer entertainment for you guys, so I can meet you and so I can teach, so we can teach all about the Moulin Rouge and how significant it was in our community. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. Kathleen Taylor, for the record. I am with the Clark County Office of Community and Economic Development. I am just here to introduce myself on behalf of Director Shawnee Coleman. We are excited to continue our engagement with this particular council. And Clark County's motto is Together for Better. And we look forward to holding hands to serve our communities together with the Southern Nevada Enterprise Community Board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and distinguished board. I'm Catherine Duncan. I represent the Unified West Side Neighborhood Associations, and I'm here today to let you know that we are excited about all of the developments that are going on in our neighborhood, but we're just concerned about how they're being deployed, because there doesn't seem to be any integral, holistic approach to the development. We've got at least 10 developments that I can name, and they're not coordinated, especially traffic, broadband, water, sewer. I don't see any integration of all of these processes. And so we're asking this board to carefully consider what's being done in Los Angeles and Kansas City. They're using what's called virtual community action planning based on asset-based community development. That's where the people who are actually impacted by the development are actually paid to learn as we put all of these developments on one integrated digital platform and then print out 3D renderings so that everyone can take an opportunity to see them. So I strongly encourage you, for any developer that's coming into our neighborhood, to encourage them to come onto the platform and make a percentage of their budget available to the people who actually live in the neighborhood, so we can pull together completely holistic development. And thank you.
Thank you. Is that it? Okay. If there are no further comments, public comments is now closed. The next item in the approval of final minutes for March 17, 2025 meeting, may I have a motion to approve those minutes by reference?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Call for vote. All in favor? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I did have a correction.
Okay.
On item number 5, I think it was item number 5, there was a reference by Jamie Gillick. She said that she had worked on the 100 plan, and I think we need to clarify that her work was the 100 plan in action, which is different. And so I just think that we should make that distinction.
Okay. Anyone else? If not, can I have a call in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, the motion passes. Oh, any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. The next item in discussion regarding the proposed Harlem Nights Casino project located at 600 Jackson Avenue in historic West Side, Ward 5. With this proposal. I know Senator Dina Neal was leading the way on that. She is not here right now to lead the way, so I ask that we postpone this temporarily, either into our next section. I would suggest into our next section, so that she could be able to streamline this proposal. I would like to kind of take a vote on this. I would like to push it to the next meeting.
I move to table the item until next meeting.
Okay. I would like to put in a motion to obey until the next meeting. Okay. I call for, let me see. This is my first time as chair, so bear with me. He asked for a second. Okay, so can I ask for a second?
Second. I second.
Okay. And then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, this motion, oh, yeah. Yeah. Any opposed? Okay, this motion passes. The next item in discussion regarding the pending Regional Community Economic Development Strategy, or as we call it, CEDS. This floor is open for update and discussion. So I can kind of lead the charge on that. I know when we sent emails out to LVGEA in regards to an update on the CEDS and what was going on with the EDA, well, I'm not going to express my personal feeling, but they basically said that they asked for an extension, and an extension was given to us, but there was no update as far as the grant. And so that's where we currently were. I think we've been, at least from my angle, making sure that we communicate effectively with LVGEA to make sure that the SNEC board stays in part of the process. Honestly, since I want to say February or March, there's been little to no communication with LVGEA. Since I know we had conversations about, having a committee. That conversation has been mute. We had conversations about, just meeting up once a week. That was the plan, that we would meet up once a week with LVGEA. That has not been the actual fact. We only had one meeting since I've been chair, and there's been no other meeting since then. And so I would like to get the rest of my board members' opinion on this matter, and kind of strategically, how do we move forward on something that is extremely important to our community, but seems to have been lost in administration or just in the, the ideas of other organizations. So I would like to hear everyone else's opinion on that. No comment? Okay. So it seems like we don't have any comments from any of our board members. I think, at least for me, and I think I will speak on behalf of the community, I think this CEDS conversation was a very important conversation that warranted comments, opinions, ideas, because it affects our community every day. I personally hate the fact that we're not moving forward with that CEDS. I think it would have helped us greatly, and I think that, at least in my power, I would do everything that I possibly can to strategically align ourselves with LVGEA or with the EDA to make sure that that we're still in part of the conversation. I think representation is still needed. I think as much as this term equitable has been diminished or quiet, we still have to scream it loud and clear. And I just want to continue to stay on the forefront of that fight. Board members may now propose topics for future agendas. Please note that the discussion may be limited to whether the topic is within the board's preview and should be placed on future agenda. No discussion of the content of this topic will occur. We will now have an open floor for public comment on matters within the jurisdiction of this board. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker will have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Karen Schnog. I'm the director of the CNI grant with the Housing Authority. And I just would like to draw to your attention 2 events we have coming up in the SNCC area. The first event is a information center session for the community and residents of Marble Manor about the Marble Manor redevelopment. That will be, and I handed the clerk some flyers, so hopefully you received this flyer. It says you're invited. It will be on the 27th. There'll be a meeting at 4 and a meeting at 5 with dinner in between. So we encourage you to come to both meetings. We'll go over all the current status and also talk about the relocation of the phases 2 and 3. Relocation of phase 1 is almost complete. And then the second meeting is, as part of this process, we are trying very hard to develop and encourage participation with community businesses, particularly contractor businesses, but actually any employment. And so we have an event, that's this one. And I have these, oops, for everybody else in the here, I have them up here on the stand here. So this event is for businesses to learn about how they can become a subcontractor for the Marble Manor reconstruction. And in addition to having just subcontractor availability, oh, look, there we go. Never used that before. We will also have some business development opportunities to work with different organizations to get you ready to subcontract. So let's say you're not ready this round for phase 1, we have 5 phases. So hopefully we'll be able to get you that business ready by the 2nd or 3rd round to be able to be employed in this, be part of this project, and then also all the other development that's happening on the historic west side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tashika Lawson. I actually wanted to be able to submit some documents for you guys to be able to review. The first is, we have 2 letters and then some documentation from ProPublica to support what I'm about to say. Dear members of the SNCC, I have a typo on this letter, so please forgive me. On behalf of Tashika Lawson and a growing coalition of community stakeholders, we write to formally notify SNCC Board of our intent to pursue the establishment of a regional governance mechanism focused on alignment and empowerment of the greater West Side, the greater historic West Side. This initiative emerges from years of fragmented planning, funding, and policymaking across Las Vegas, North Las Vegas and Clark County. Despite our shared geography, cultural heritage, and urgent challenges, our community requires a structure that not only preserves our identity, but enables us to consolidate resources, amplify our voices, and build a shared vision for economic, culture, and environmental revitalization. To that end, we are actively exploring the formation of either a Greater Historic West Side Intergovernmental Council, leveraging interlock authority under Nevada Revised Statute 277, or a coordinating committee designated as a flexible, non-binding entity focused on strategic alignment and shared programming. Both models are rooted in inclusive, community-led governance with legal, cultural, and logistical benefits to be weighed in partnership with local government entities and the community we serve. We believe SNCC's participation and perspective will be vital in shaping this framework. Your role in regional economic development, equitable investment, and long-term planning is directly aligned with the goals of this body. Accordingly, we request the opportunity to present a briefing in an upcoming SNCC board meeting to outline the rationale, structure, and early stage design of this initiative, collaborate with SNCC in assessing governance models and aligning enterprise zone objectives, and work together with the formation of, to formalize the historic West Side subcommittee within the SNCC, complementing the regional efforts. We appreciate your ongoing commitment to equity and inclusive development, and look forward to strengthening our work together through more coordinated, to create a more coordinated future. With respect and resolve, Tashika Lawson. I do have another item to read in, but I don't want to take other people's time. But to briefly summarize, it would be this letter would be for us to suggest something like a Greater Historic West Side Specialty License Plate to actually be created at the legislative level to allow for us to actually start raising money directly for our community, to creating a commission for the Las Vegas Greater Historic West Side that would be tied directly to that commission to allow for us to start implementing and getting those funds directly deployed for the economic development of our area. And then lastly was to reiterate the Greater Historic West Side Subcommittee to be operating within the SNCC board. The license plate I would believe, would be critical. As far as we can tell, we researched the license plate that's tied to the Centennial Commission. This is actually with a legal entity that's organized under the city of Las Vegas. That commission raises about $1.6 to $1.7 million every year. This is the ProPublica printing of their 990, showing an outstanding total assets averaging about $7 million to leverage, so we can actually start moving our community forward as supportive documentation why these initiatives would be very crucial for moving us forward. I do understand that the SNCC board quorum does not always have the ability to meet, but this community is done waiting for that to happen.
Thank you.
I have copies for your records.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman and the distinguished body. This is such an important body, the SNCC body, and your only weakness is that you're not letting the public know that you're here. And so I don't know what you're doing to get people, what your community engagement looks like, but we're here to offer you some support, some help. Because if you had let people know that you're having this SNCC board meeting, the room would be full. And that's what we need. You are the body that's supposed to, you were charged with developing the historic West Side in 1994. And the SNCC board's area was only the West Side when you were first created. But since that time, the boundaries have been expanded to the greater Las Vegas, and so the original area that the SNCC board was created to address has still not been addressed. So I really want you to look at the reason why you were created in the first place, understand how much power you actually have, and start to utilize that power that was given to you by the people of the state and by the federal government when Bill Clinton established this body. So I would just encourage you so much to work with the community. We can do our own community economic development strategy. Let the community be in front of it instead of letting a big, huge organization made up of hotel operators on the Strip to decide our future. So we can do our own community economic development strategy if we could all work together. We have a lot of landowners in the historic West Side here today, and they're anxious to move their projects forward, but there seems to be some type of energy that's pushing us back. There's some kind of energy that wants to keep us divided. And so we're depending on you and your leadership to bring everyone together so we can move forward. So if the SNCC board took on the historic West Side as a project yourself, I think we could go further and faster. All right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
If there are no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn? Okay. Okay. This meeting is adjourned.